Hey everyone, Plasma Dragon 15 here with a Heart Gold Soul Silver Wi-Fi battle. Um, I had a problem with Heart Gold Soul Silver before because when I got back into battling, all of my Pokemon and stuff were deleted from my Heart Gold Soul Silver SAW file, but I found an old one that still had some Pokemon on it. So I managed to recover that, and now I probably will be doing both Heart Gold Soul Silver and Black and White battles. And this was one against Kartik, I believe, and it was a UU battle. Now, since I was gone for so long, I'm not sure if all of these Pokemon were still UU or not. But yeah, I'll lead off with a Scarf Toxic Croak. He leads off with Mesprit. He doesn't want to overpredict this early in the game, so he just goes for Zen Headbutt. I switch into Honchkrow. He tries to U-turn out, but I pursue and kill him. And then he goes into a Hitmontop. I predict a Fake Out or a Mach Punch. And then so I go into Venusaur. And then he switches out because he can't really do much to me. So I set up a Light Screen in case he brings in like an Ice or Fire type to kill me. But he goes back into an Absol. Now I don't remember what Absols do. Like I usually thought they were like Sucker Punch with Swords Dance or whatever. But he goes for a Psycho Cut, and that does a lot of damage, obviously. And I tried to go for the Sleep Powder, but I missed because yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I missed, I just do. But he predicts my switch into Honchkrow, I'm guessing, and then he goes into Sandslash, probably thinking I'm all physical. But I go for a Heat Wave, and that does about half, because I mixed, and he goes for a Swords Dance, because he probably thinks I can't do anything to him. But yeah, after seeing Heat Wave, he was kind of shocked about that. So I go for a Heat Wave, but I miss with 90% accuracy, because I'm just that cool. And he misses with Stone Edge, which is kind of lulls, but yeah. I'm pretty sure Heat Wave would not have killed him at that anyway, but I'm pretty dang sure that Stone Edge would have killed him with the Swords Dance. So I go for a Heat Wave, but I don't miss that time, and he barely lives, and yeah, even if I hit last turn, it wouldn't have killed him, judging by how much leftovers recovery he gets. But Stone Edge obviously finishes me off, so I'm sad that Honchkrow died, because he's really cool. And I go into my Toxicroak. Now I go for an X-Scissor just in case he goes into Absol. I don't know why he would go into an Absol against a fighting type, but that was just to be safe. So he goes out into his Absol, and he didn't know I was Scarf because his Absol was Scarf too. So I go for X-Scissor hoping it would kill it, but it barely lives, and he didn't go for the obvious Psycho Cut. Probably, yeah, probably predicting a switch because like I'm a poison fighting type, so I would obviously switch out. But he didn't know I was Scarfed at the time, so yeah. So he withdraws his Absol now that he's stuck on the Night Slash. And I predict his switch. Oh wait, no, we both switch at the same time. I go into Steelix, he goes into Hitmontop. And he switches out Hitmontop, and then I go for a Stealth Rocks to make sure Absol dies whenever he switches in next time. So he predicts my switch into Venusaur, and I stay in, and take a Fire Blast rather well, and I get off a Toxic, because I knew he probably wouldn't go for the obvious Surf. So now if he's Toxic, and I'm pretty sure Slowbro can't like get rid of Toxic status if I remember correctly. I know those things can learn Slack off, but that's really it. So I go into Lantern now, knowing that his only attack moves are probably Surf and like Ice Beam or something like that. Surf or Psychic and yeah. But I know he can't touch my Lantern. Plus Iron Sin, plus I can just Thunderbolt that thing to Oblivion. Now he goes into his Hitmontop, and I predict switch, obviously, and go for a Thunder Wave. And that really doesn't cripple a Hitmontop considering they only learn like priority moves. But like my last sweeper is an Espeon, so I really need to kill this thing like really badly because I know that thing probably has Sucker Punch, and I know that would probably kill Espeon in one attack. If not, it would barely live. But I really need that thing dead, and Absol too, because I know Absol will outspeed you with Scarf and Night Slash and kill me. So I go back out into Venusaur, predicting a close combat, and I take that rather nicely. And yeah, I was gonna set up a Leech Seed, but he gets a Bullet Punch crit, and I'm like, what the heck? Who gets a crit with Bullet Punch? And he kills me off, and that really made me sad. But it didn't really change anything. Venusaur is just there. I mean, he didn't really do anything this match. But I'm really mad at this point. So I go for Explosion and kill that thing off. I probably could have gone to Espeon for Psychic Kill, but like I said, I think that thing probably had Sucker Punch. So Explosion kills it off, Steelix did his job, and he goes back and he goes into his Porygon too that I haven't seen yet. And that kind of worries me, kind of, because I don't really have my fighting type to take it out anymore. Wait, do I? Wait, do I still have Toxic? I actually don't know if I still have Toxic Hook or not. I forgot. But I predict like a T-Wave or Toxic or something, so I go out into Lantern, and he ends up going for Thunderbolt, which is still pretty nice because I have Volt Absorb. So I go for a Thunderbolt because I know he's going to go for Toxic or something. I actually get a crit, which doesn't really matter because he has Recover. But yeah, he goes for a Toxic. I'm like, okay, whatever. I have Heal Bell anyway. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. So I know this is going to probably be a long stall war between an Ice Beam Thunderbolt Porygon 2 against a Heal Belling Lantern. I can't do crap to that thing. So, and I really, really hate stall wars and walls and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, screw this. I'm going to Espeon. I'm just going to kill your behind. Because I just do not want to sit through this. So I do go into Espeon. He goes to the Ice Beam. And I'm hoping for not, like, no freeze hacks, because if I remember correctly, I used to get freeze hacks a lot back in the day. But, yeah, it doesn't even do that much to me at all. But I'm Espeon and he's Porygon too, so meh. So I go for the Psychic, and it does a pretty good chunk out of it. It does over half, and he goes for an Ice Beam again. Because he probably doesn't want to Toxic himself with Synchronize. Besides, I'm pretty sure Espeon's pretty free to sweep right at this point. So I go for a Psychic and kill that thing off. And he dies, and I take Life Orb Recoil, and he goes into Absol. And I'm really glad I set up Stealthrox, because that thing dies, and it's not a nuisance anymore. So that's good. And then he goes out into Slowbro, and I'm pretty sure it can't take an Espeon Life Orb Shadow Ball in the face. So, yeah, and it doesn't, so it dies, and that is a good game, Kartik. It was really nice playing UU again. I forgot how fun Heart Gold Soul Silver was. It's still not as fun as Black and White, but it's still pretty good. So, good game, and see you guys later.